What's going on, Sony shooters? It's Jason back with another video on the G Master 70-200. Actually, it's a video on both the G Master 24-70 and 70-200. So I took both these lenses out to go shoot a concert on Wednesday night, which I was super happy about. I got approved the day before to shoot this concert, so I was like, yes, time to finally test out the 70-200 lens. So let's just go ahead and jump straight right into it. So the band that was playing that night was called End of the World. If you guys like Owl City, End of the World's they kind of sound pretty similar. They actually work together too on a song, but that's a story for another day. So as you can see right here, I'm pretty darn close to the stage. I had some minor issues where I was standing at, but I'll get into it in just a bit. So this first shot right here was taken with the 24-70. Awesome. And here it is again with the sign, End of the World. That's who they are. Sorry if my screen is a little too slow on my computer. It's just that this 42 megapixel thing, am I right? It's just kind of slowing down my Lightroom just a bit. But moving on to the first shot of the 70-200, they got this little rhino elephant guy playing cello, and also another rhino elephant looking thing playing the drums. So luckily, this band does not have an official drummer, so I didn't have to focus trying to catch shots of the drummer for this show. Unfortunately, I didn't really get that any shots of the drummer at all, but I did get this cool looking cello guy. Sharp with the 70-200, really love it. Wow. Awesome. So let's go ahead and move on to another shot. So I think this is with, okay, so this is with the 24-70. So this is the guitarist. So this, one of the issues that I have was that it's great that I was so close to the stage. There's like no separation, but there's no separation between the stage and the audience. So you know how sometimes when you're doing concert photography, there you get to shoot in this pit. There's a separation between the pit and the stage, right? This one I'm with the audience, so I wasn't able to move around to try to get different shots. And I was this close to the guitarist, and unfortunately there's always like super heavy backlighting on him, so he just looks completely dark in the front. So that was some of the issues that I have. So I wasn't able to get that many great shots of the guitars, but this is one of the few favorite shots that I have of him. Yeah, as you can see, this is what I had to work with. Had to lift the shadows. I think, yep, I had to pretty much lift the shadows, even had to lift the blacks a lot too. All right, one quick thing before I move on. A few of these photos, I haven't finalized the edits yet, so I'm still tweaking and still playing around with it. But yeah. All right, moving on. So this one may not end up in the final album, but I just want to show you guys, like, this is what I had to work with. As you can see, I wouldn't have been able to freely move around, so most of my shot was just pretty much stuck at this angle, just shooting like this. So just to show you guys. And again, I think I picked a bad angle because you see there's this microphone stand that's kind of blocking the keyboardist, so I wasn't able to get that many shots of her. I was still able to, and I'll get into that in a bit. And again, at this angle, I wasn't able to really, oh, they have a clown, by the way. So in this situation, I wasn't able to really use face detection and eye autofocus just because of the angle that I was in, and this clown wearing this mask, this guy wearing this clown mask. So there's just no way that Sony will be like, oh, this is a face, let me just face detect this and focus for you. So a lot of time for this show, I have to rely on flexible spot focusing. And it really slowed me down because I'm just trying to like change my flexible spots from this spot to this spot to this spot to this spot to here to here, there. Like this is what I should have done. Like in hindsight, I should have just left the flexible spot in one position and just focus and recompose, which is something that I should have done. Like I think I missed a lot of great shots just because I was just like moving that little box around. So that's what slowed me down. So back to some 70-200 shots. Let's actually look at some of these right here. Again, heavy backlighting on the guitarist. Okay, here we are with the lead singer. Let's just go ahead and move to this shot. So this is my favorite shot. This is definitely going to end up in the final album. This edit has pretty much been finalized. But let me go ahead and zoom in to his eyes. Let it finish loading. Boom. Sharp. Sharp on his eyes, sharp on his face. You can really see those details on him. And yeah, sharp on his glasses too. So here's the photo that I do want to point out. So you know how like some photography YouTubers or photography teachers, they tell you like your shutter has to match the focal length you're shooting in. So let's say, you know, based on the full frame, if you're shooting at 200 millimeter, your shutter should at least be 1/200th of a second. So I find that to be true with Canon, or at least adapting the Canon 7200 with the Sony body. But the optical steady shot really came through. I shot this at 125th of a second, 200 millimeter, and it was still able to nail the shot, nail the focus. There's no motion blur at all, which was awesome. I know the Canon does have image stabilization, but I don't think it works well with the adapter and the Sony bodies. So that's why I would always find myself shooting 1/200th of a second at 200 millimeter when I was adapting the 7200 Canon at the time. For this one, not at all. And I just want to point out really quickly, 42 megapixels really come through. I mean, like, you hardly see any grain or noise. I mean, you do see the grain, but the noise isn't as apparent when you're like zoomed out like this. Of course, when you zoom in, you're gonna see it, but when you zoom out, barely noticeable. Okay, let's go ahead and move up. Shouldn't have clicked on that bottom bar. So I don't know why my Lightroom's been like super duper slow. I think it's because of all these 42 megapixel photos or something, but ugh. All right, move on to another favorite shot of mine. So this is shot with 7200 but at 70. I don't think I got focus on his face, but I did get focus on his hand and his guitar, so you can see how sharp that is. Boom. Look at that. Can't even see the brand of the guitar. Let's just for funsies, let's just look at his face. Yeah, I think I got more of the guitar in focus rather than his face, but dang, not too bad. So this photo, again, I do like this photo, but going back to the whole flexible spot thing, again, I should have just left it on one side of the third and just focus and recompose if needed to. But I still like this shot. This was me just having trouble fiddling around with the flexible spot. And this next photo right here is shot with 24-70 G Master. Yep, I kind of like the shot. Ain't too bad. Yep, 7200. Again, never had any issue. None of these lenses have any issues focus hunting. It did a great job finding the focus in the dark. It's just more of me having trouble getting that flexible spot around. So this concert was great. I was able to shoot in the front for almost the entire, I was able to shoot the entire show, but I stayed up in the front for about 8 out of 9 songs. They only played 9 songs, so it was a short show, but I was able to shoot a majority of the concerts in the front. It was a mistake for me to kind of move to the back, but I needed a wide shot. It was a mistake because on the last song, the guitarist and the lead singer kind of did move around, so I would have been able to get some variety shots, but I didn't, so I moved to the back and tried to get some of the wide shots. I mean, I could have done better on the wide, I feel like. But whatever. Next time. I'll do better next time for sure. Oh. Alright, so let me go ahead and move on to some of these shots. So these are shot with the 7200. Majority of them are shot with the 7200, but on the A6300. So again, this is a crop body, and you know, when you pair it up with a telephoto lens like the 7200, it does give you that extra range. So this is one of the photos that I'm still kind of iffy with. I kind of like the color, but I'm not sure if I should go black and white or with the color. So that's something that I'm gonna figure out after the video. Finish loading because you're not supposed to look like that. Actually, I think I'm gonna go with the color for this one. But here we are with the keyboardist. So as you can see, just, the lead singer's hand is kind of on the mic stand. So, but this is what I have to work with. So with the 7200 and the A63, with the 7200 and the A6300, I was able to get shots of the keyboardist just like this. So that first shot that you just saw will end up in the final album. But just to go through some of the ones that I took of her beforehand. Yep, yeah, these edits aren't that great. But let me go back to the one that I'm gonna use. Let me go ahead and zoom in on her eyes, and you can see that it is sharp. Cool, you can even see the reflection in her eyes too, pretty crazy. So, you know, with crop bodies, they're kind of saying, hey, double your shutter when you're shooting on a crop body. So for 200, I shot at 1/400th of a second, ISO at 3200. Not too bad. I mean, like, yeah, it's noisy, but it's workable noise. You know, I can put up with it. God, there we go. Okay. Was about to click on that bottom bar again. It would have slowed my freaking Lightroom down. I know we didn't talk about the clown too much, but clown's kind of freaky. This is with the 7200, A6300. Not that great of a shot, but it's gonna have to end up in the final album because I don't really have much shots of him. Okay, so this is one of my favorite shots. Kind of got the keyboardist in the background, lead singer right here, just really absorbing that moment. I have some in black and white, but I kind of do like the color one as well. Really nice shot. I like it a lot. This is at 70 with the 7200 and A6300. So this is in black and white. I like this one. I put them in the middle. Just kind of didn't like how I cut off the keyboardist. And here's some more shots of the keyboardist in landscape mode. I may or may not put this. This does definitely still need a lot of work in terms of editing, so we'll think about that later. But I do like this shot in black and white. This is with the A6300 again, 7200. Really digging this shot, like it a lot. Maybe a tad too dark for me, but I'll play with it later. And that's pretty much it. I also slapped on the 55-1.8 just for funsies, just to take some photos at 1.8. It's okay. Didn't feel like I really needed to do that. And that's the ending shot with the A6300. Yep. This is the guitarist shaking hands with the fans and moving on. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. Just to reiterate, both of these lenses performed like a champ. Never had to deal with any focus hunting problems so far. I just feel like, again, I should have just left that. I should have just put the flexible spot in one area and just focus and recompose for this show. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what slowed me down. Yeah, I will have these photos available on my Facebook professional page in a few days. Just follow me on Instagram stories and I'll update you guys when that goes up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.